And we say, what's going on, everybody? Christian Ballard, Ballard Sports Media. Hey, do me a favor, hit that thumbs up, hit that subscribe button. I really would appreciate it. Getting back to some college football preview videos for season 2023, and it feels like it's just taking forever. Not as long as like you got to go back like the pandemic season. I try to be careful how I say that because some people get kind of butthurt if you say COVID or something. I just say pandemic season. We thought we weren't going to have football that year. That was a forever off season. This one feels like it's taking its time. So I don't know. Maybe we could get through it, but to help get through it, I'm doing all these team previews, trying to get every Power Five team, if possible, taken care of. We got conference week next week, and we'll get some team previews during that. But I'm so excited for this one because I'll say this: I like Deion Sanders. I really do. He's a great Christian man, great human being, was a great football player. Now we get to see if he's a great head coach. The problem with Colorado this year isn't that they went 1-11 last year. Let's look back at last year. I mean, they lost to teams like TCU, which is a home and home. They get them on the road this year. They lose to teams like Minnesota, UCLA, Arizona. Their only win was against one of the worst Pac 12 teams out there alongside Colorado, and that was California, where they won the Golden Bears in October, and they won 20-13 in overtime. That's a good win, but to lose the rest of your games, this says a lot about where Colorado is. And quite honestly, um, this offseason did not help whatsoever. They got a couple transfers, but have you seen the mass exodus of players that have transferred out of Colorado? And they bring in like Bishop Thomas of Florida State, who's a defensive line. They brought in from Northwestern uh, a month ago Javon Antonio, who's a wide receiver. Arden Walker is a defensive lineman from Missouri. Travis Jay is a safety from the Florida State Seminoles. They have the number one rank in the transfer portal with a 91 score. Um, According to 247 Sports, is where I get my information from. They have Travis Hunter, who was the number one recruit. He followed Deion from Jackson State. They got Shane Cooks, who's a grad student, number 99 defensive lineman. Um, I could go down the list. Point is, even though we joke about Colorado losing all these players, I think they'll have enough to field a team. But I don't think they're going to be a very good team this year. I really don't. Again, they went 1-11 overall last year. They went 1-8 in the Pac-12. Their only win was to California, who again is a bottom feeder Power Five football team, and they're a lot. They're probably just as bad, if not a lot worse than Colorado. Um, they lost to. I mean, they played a tough schedule. That I'll give them that. Lost to USC, lost to Oregon, lost to Washington and Utah to end the season. Lost to Arizona State, lost to Oregon State 42-9. 42-9. Oregon State is a hot team right now. Just saying. We'll see how they do with the new quarterback from Clemson and DJ Uiagalelei. And we'll talk about them some other day. I'll say this, right? I know a lot of people are searching for Colorado videos all over the internet. If you're a college football fan, you want to hear people's opinions on Colorado. I'm going to give you my opinions on Colorado. I look at this schedule. Let's go ahead and pull it up. 1-8 last year, 1-11. I'm sorry, 1-8 in the Pac-12 play. They opened the season at TCU, the national runner up. If they could pull an upset like that, they might have a chance to do something. It'll take a miracle. TCU is supposed to take steps back this year. Probably not as much as we think, though. I already previewed them, and I think honestly, I think I had them taking steps back to like 7-5 or 8-4, but I don't know. TCU should still be better than Colorado. Nebraska, Nebraska's kind of in a down point right now. I think they still probably hold on. No. I don't even need to look it up. I got it. Matt Rule is their new head coach, formerly at Baylor, got fired by the Panthers. I think Nebraska. I think they're in a rock and a hard place, between a rock and a hard place. I think they're in a tough position right now, but I think Matt Rule could be the guy to dig them out of that hole. Um, I have a gut feeling though that Colorado's probably going to win a couple of these games that they shouldn't. Colorado State, in-state team. Um, you know, you look back to last year, they didn't play them, so it's not like a rivalry or anything. At least annually. At Oregon, you could go ahead and take an L there. USC, take an L. At Arizona State, probably a loss. I just don't see a whole lot of wins on this schedule. I don't think they'll be winless, though. You know what I'm saying? I think they're going to find some breathing room to get a couple games. And I'll say this too. Um, the goal for Deion Sanders in 2023 should not be to make a bowl game. It shouldn't be to make a national championship. It shouldn't be to make a name for yourself or anything like that. The goal is to just go out there, take all the crap that you've been through this offseason, put it on the football field, and just see where things are. Just give it a shot. Just give it a shot, Dion. That's all you have to do this season if you're Colorado. You don't have to impress anybody. You don't have to try to make the college football playoff. You shouldn't have national championship hopes just because Dion's your head coach. You need to just see where you are and take it like a grain of salt. You just got to take it like it is. That should be the goal for Colorado this year. It's a tough schedule. I can't even believe I promised myself and I promised you guys that we would do the Power 5 teams this year. Colorado is in that category. They might not act like a Power 5 team. They might not look like one. They might not play like one, but they're still in the Pac-12. There's no way around it. We got to look at them and we got to take it like it is. I think they're going to be hot garbage. I don't see them fielding much. I think they lack depth, lack of talent. No offense. And again, I don't say this to downgrade any player out there. I'm not saying that these players are bad necessarily, but come on. They're in a spot where they got to figure some stuff out. They're one of the worst programs. It's not even a bad team. Really, historically and everything, they haven't been that good of a program. I don't think in my lifetime I've watched a bowl game and seen Colorado, or I've gone into a season thinking, I wonder how Colorado's going to do this year. Or I've seen them on the big stage. I haven't seen that in my lifetime. I'm 21 years old, almost 22. In my lifetime, at least, I think you got to go back to 1990, right? Did they fight for a championship in 1990 or something like that? Colorado, they were good in the early 90s, late 80s. They fielded some teams then, but that was it. They're not that good anymore. Not good at all. Let's just get into their schedule. Excuse me 1 second. people want to call while I'm doing a video. It was Mayhem Matthew. He says hello. Back to Colorado for a second. I just think that, like, here we go. Okay. 1-11 last year. Let's look at their possible upsets. I put this on the list only because it's week 1, and week 1 sets the tone. If they pull this off, Stanford could be a bad team too. I think they'll be favored over Colorado State. They might even be favored over Nebraska. But, like, every other game, they won't be favored in. So these are the upsets. I only put this there because it's week 1. I'm going to say at TCU. Then I'm going to say Stanford. That's it. That's all I got. Arizona State's going to be better. Probably. Now, could they be a team, even if the record doesn't show, could they improve throughout the season and find some rhythm with Deion to catapult them in year 2, year 3, and so on and so forth? It could be. Could be that way. Washington State, Utah, Arizona, Oregon State, these teams are just better than Colorado. Arizona even has improved in ways. They're one of the worst Power 5 teams too. At least for the most part of my lifetime. Utah, not going to win. No. USC, you're not going to win. Oregon, you're not going to win. I'll just go ahead and give you this. I'll be gracious. I think it's being nice. I don't know. Maybe I'm downplaying them. This is a hard team to figure out. I'm going to say their wins are Nebraska and Colorado State, and I'm going to say they just go 2-10 to start out for Deion. I like Deion Sanders. Love him to death. He's a good Christian, good faithful human being. He knows football. He played it at Florida State. He was a darn good football player. But does he have what it takes to coach in the Power 5? We don't know yet. And I don't expect, it's not even that it's Deion Sanders that I'm giving them this record. It's really not. It's because it's Colorado. It's Colorado. They went 1-11 last year. What do you think is going to happen? Oh, they're going to make a jump and make a bowl game. They're going to win 6 games this year. They're going to be in the playoffs before you know it. No. They won 1 Pac-12 game last year. They lost 8 of them. They played 9 a year, and they lost their last 6 games. They're terrible. Take it like a grain of salt. Man up. Hope for the best. But there's a lot of people, I guarantee you. I see it on Twitter. I see it on Facebook. I mean, there's some Colorado folks out there living in a fantasy world. Some of them, they think Deion's going to come in and turn the program upside down just like that. It's not going to happen overnight. Not saying it can't happen, period. I would love to see Colorado great. I would love to see Deion Sanders make the playoffs, win the Pac-12. I would love to see that. I'm pulling for him. It's not going to happen overnight. It's just not. Anyway, wins against Nebraska and Colorado State. I normally give the losses, but in this case, they're only going to win 2 or 3 games. I give the wins. It's just much easier on me to type and saves a little bit of time. Trap games. I mean, Colorado State. I don't know what trap games are on here. What's a game Colorado they should win, but they probably could lose? I don't even know if they should beat Nebraska. Honestly. I mean, that's just my opinion. Anyway, we're going to get out of here. Thanks so much for watching this. If you enjoyed it, which I really don't know if you did or not, maybe there's some people out there that are probably going to hate my guts for everything I just said about Colorado and everything like that. Like I said, I'm pulling for Deion Sanders. I want to see him have success, but you just got to face the facts. Colorado's not that good of a program right now. They're not. And they're probably not going to have a good first year under Sanders or Deion, whatever you want to call him. Prime time. I like that nickname. I like Deion Sanders. But you got to face reality. You got to face the facts. I got him going 2-10 at most. I give the at most on here. I just can't see getting past anybody really on the schedule. I just don't see it. I don't think it's their year. I love you guys. Jesus loves you. Trust God. Believe it. And y'all know what to do. Comment below what your thoughts are on Colorado. And we'll be happy to respond. I love y'all. Y'all have a good one. Ballard Sports Media. Check it out. I love y'all. Peace. Roll Tide.